Hey everybody, welcome back to EdTech PD. This is Google Slides Module 2. Let's go ahead and see what you will be learning in this module. So I'm going to show you how to change the slide dimensions, how to change slide backgrounds, how to use the shape and line tools, how to reorder and duplicate slides, how to use the speaker notes, how to link slides to each other, and how to comment on slides and tag people. So it's quite a lot. I'm going to try and make this video as short as possible, but this is a lot of stuff you will be doing if you're going to use slides for your instruction, which a lot of us will be because it's just so versatile. It's pretty much the everyman tool. If you can think about it, slides can probably do it. So I'm going to be honest. And just because I have 2 modules doesn't mean that I might not add on more modules as this training goes on. But for right now, I think that this will get everyone to at least a baseline, and then we can think about adding on more. Because there's a lot of fun stuff that slides could do. All right, so I showed you my kinder class and I showed you my 6th grade class. Let's jump into my 3rd grade class. Those of you who know me know I have a real soft spot for 3rd grade. All right, so here's my 3rd grade class. Should jump into classwork. Here's how I decided to set this one up. I said math, this is by subject, little multiplication. I decided to use like starts and stop little symbols. I have a resource, little how-to, so cute. All right, let's go ahead and create an assignment. All right, and once again, I'm going to put it into a topic. Select a due date. Let's make it random. Perfect. No grading. I'm good on that. And title, we're going to do vacation 2. Now, you guys know this should have an emoji, should be all caps, instructions. Okay, and create slides. And Google is going to create that for me and open it up in a new tab. Okay, I am going to get rid of myself so that we have more room and I don't have to keep moving myself around and making you guys dizzy. So bye-bye me. All right. So the first thing I want to show you is how to change the slide dimensions. You do not have to have the slide stay in this awkward rectangle. You can change it to whatever you want to fit your whatever your project, whatever you're going to do. Let's give that a title. All right, so file, and then we're going to come down to page setup. And this is where it's going to ask me. So right now it's in widescreen, but you are going to click custom. So here's where it's going to ask you, what's the width, what's the height, and how many inches. So say you were trying to make a book, or even like a half a book, or say you're trying to make, some sheets or something like that. Maybe you want to print this out and you want it to be, letter size. So we can say 8.5 by 11. Look at that. So now everything that I do is going to be 8.5 by 11. Okay. Now the thing about this is that once you change it, it will change for every slide. It's not going to allow you to change the dimensions on a single slide and then go back to something else after it. So I'm going to go back to widescreen just so that it's more zoomed in and you guys can see. But I do want you to practice doing the 8.5 by 11 and setting it back again. Okay, so now I am going to delete this out. Now, a quick trick to deleting this out, you could click on the box, highlight it, right click, and press delete. That's like 5 steps. I'm not into that. I'm going to come up here to a blank area and I'm going to drag. It's going to highlight everything, and then on my keyboard, I'm going to click delete. Oh my gosh, how fast was that? That took 1 click and something on my keyboard. All right, so slide 1, I am going to turn this into a color background. So I'm going to come up here to background, and here are all the things that you can do. You can also do gradient. These are real fun. You can do custom. You can use a theme, whatever you want to do. Let's go ahead and do bright magenta. All right, now I'm going to show you how to add on a second slide. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to add a blank slide. This one, I have it highlighted. I'm going to come up here to background. I'm going to say choose image. Now, Google will give you some images you can upload from your own browser. You can use your camera, you can use a link, you can check photos, you can use Google Drive. I'm going to say just Google image search. I'm going to search for the beach. So here's some beach wallpaper. This looks fabulous. Let's insert it. Done. Now I have an entire background. It's going to fill it from corner to corner. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I want to go to this first slide and I want to add in some shape and lines. So I'm going to come up here to the shape and line tools. Actually, I'm going to change the background of this to something lighter. Let's go with a light pink. There we go. That's much better. All right, so these are the shape and line tools. So this is the shape tool, and the one next to it is the line tool. So we can create all kinds of stuff here. So basically, what I want to do is create a flow map of sorts. So let me do that. Okay, so now it creates this default box. You have some options here. So you can have, so right now the fill color or the background is this white. I can make it this. Right now the border is this color. I can also change it so it's like that, or I can change it to something else. I can change border weight means the thickness of the line, so I can make it thicker so you can really see it. Okay, now we can use this line tool and you have some options. You can create a scribble, a curve, an arrow. Let's go ahead and do just a regular line. And I'm going to do this. Okay, I can also change the line, the color, the thickness, etc. Right, and I can create another box. Now I can go ahead and create another box and do what I just did, or I can right click, say copy, right click, paste, and now I have the exact same box. How cool is that? Once again, Slides is giving me these really nice lines right here to help me. So now I've got this going on right here. So let's say I wanted to reorder these slides. All I would have to do is drag it and then move it. What do you know? Say I wanted to duplicate this slide, make a copy of it, right click onto the slide that you want, and then say duplicate the slide. So now I have two of these. Okay, I can also create a slide with a caption. So now I've got this and it's a blank background, so I can click in here to add a caption. Use my Lexa Deca. So you can describe what's going on this page. Okay, so I can again come in here, use my tools, make a circle, want that black, make that 3, and then I can do another circle over it. Now it looks like it's covering the first one, but you can say right click and then in order you can say send backward and then this comes up. Very, very cool. So now I've got that. Okay, so I've showed you the shape and line tools, how to reorder. All you do is just kind of drag these slides around however you want. Okay, I'm going to drag this one up to number 1, and then I'm going to add a text box so that I can type. Another thing you can do is that if you've made a shape, you can just double click into the shape and it will automatically put a cursor here so that you can start typing. So that's very convenient. Okay, so back to my text box. If you don't write anything, it just kind of disappears. Lexa Deca, nice and big. Love Hawaii. Oops, that should be capitalized. okay? And I already showed you how to hyperlink in the other one, but if I wanted to link this to another slide, each of these slides has its own ID number at the very end. So if you look up here in this code, I'm way up here at the top, see how this code says hashtag slide ID? Each of these has its own slide ID. See, so this has ID number, blah, blah, blah. So say I wanted to link slide 4, so I would copy, click on here, copy, right-click copy, go over here, highlight this, come up here to link, right-click, paste, apply. So now what's going to happen is that if I do this, it's going to say it's linked to slide 4. Very, very cool. So last thing, a couple things I'm going to show you is, let me slide this up. Down here is your speaker notes. Sometimes people have it set all the way down like this so you can't see it, but this gray bar, if you pull it upward, it will show you the speaker notes. Everything you can do here, you can do here. So I can change the font down here, make it bigger. This slide is about Hawaii, okay? I can make this bold. I can do all sorts of stuff. I can also comment in here. So I'm going to show you how to comment on this slide first. So let's say I wanted to comment on this slide. So I would click on the slide that I want to comment. I would come up here to comment, and I would say comment, okay? So now I'm about to comment on this slide. Should we add another box? Okay, so, but let's say I'm asking this question to a teammate. So should we add another box? Jill. So I'm going to say shift 2, and I can start typing her name, and then her email will come up. So I can assign this to Jill, and if I click assign, it will send her an email saying that I've shared this presentation with her and that this slide, there's something on here that I want her to look at. Again, I'm not going to do that because Jill will be confused. So, but you can also comment in here. So you can highlight this section and say comment, and it will put the comment. See how it's highlighting this, saying that this is where the comment is? So I can do that same thing right there. So this speaker notes section is pretty cool. There's a lot of different things you can do with this, but I'm not going to get into all of that right now. So I'm pretty sure I showed you everything. I know there was a lot there. Let me go back. So I showed you how to change slide dimensions. I showed you how to do the background. We looked at the shape and line tools. I reordered and duplicated some slides. Let me show you that one more time just in case. So you right click on a slide and then you press duplicate, and then it will make another one for you. Pretty handy. I showed you how to use the speaker notes. We linked to slides because we now know that each slide has its own little ID number. And then I showed you commenting and tagging people in slides. So the last thing that I might want to show you on here, just to kind of throw it in, is that you have some presenter notes right here. You can turn on captions, right? You can turn that on, and so then it will say, I'm recording, okay? And then now the captions are turned on. Turn that off, okay? You have a pointer right here, so it kind of follows you wherever you go. And then you can say, oh, did I do this? Did I do this? And as you're pointing, people can admit. I feel like kids get a little distracted with this because it's kind of like squirrel, but it's there. Your notes will bring up speaker notes. So if I had speaker notes, it would bring those up. Everyone else would see this, but I would have my speaker notes here. You also have audience tools, so you can present this and have people put questions in here, because on their side, it's kind of like Kahoot, where they see one thing and you see another thing. So that is something that you can play around with. And then the Q&A. So like I said, there's Q&A right here, so it's the audience tools. All right, it was a lot. Don't worry, I'm not going to have you do all this stuff in your performance task. Just what's on here is what I'm asking you to do, but I just wanted to show it to you because I think it's fun. All right, it's performance task time. Please go ahead and do this in our assignment. You're going to do it in your Google Classroom and link the slides to us and then make it live. So I need to finish this. Say students. Let's go ahead and say they can view it. This is a lot to look at. I'm not going to have them do anything in here. Oops. And then I'll say assign. And don't let the untitled presentation, how it said that, it will change it to its name. Okay, there it is right there, vacation 2. All right, everybody, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next module. Bye.